our learning targets for today. I see that Abby really wants to read the first one. Abby, can you read nice and loud the first target? Vocabulary. Strategies.
Strategies to help identify the main idea and key
Details.
details of the text. What best the
The name of the text is What's Best? The debate about
pale male's mess.
Okay, I'm going to stop there. There's a lot of vocabulary in that. So, first of all, we have vocabulary strategies that we use if we don't know a word. Think to yourself, what is one of the strategies we use? Whisper to your partner what that strategy is that you use if you don't know a word. Raise your hand when you have one. Raise your hand when you have one. Clara, what is one strategy you can use if you don't know a word? Read the words around it. So I like to kind of do this. If here's the word I don't know, I kind of jump over it and I look at the other words. Awesome. What is another one? Sawyer.
Tapping it out.
That's to figure out how to decode a word. Absolutely. But hold on, pause.
Or like just thinking about it and then like just saying the words. Like if it's like
that is to decode a word, absolutely. But to vocabulary strategies are ways that we figure out what a word means. So Clara said, if we don't know what this word is, if we read around it, there might be clues to tell us what it is. There's another thing that we do, and I'll let's see if Lila can get it.
Read the base word.
Find out what that base word is. If I have the word amazing. Amazing. Think about what is the base word of that. Whisper to your partner.
Amaze.
Whisper to me. Amaze. Amaze, right? And we know that amaze means full of wonder. So if we know what that root word, that base word is, it'll help us to figure it out. So those are our vocabulary strategies.
Change your plans today.
That we can use to figure out words. So now it says to help us identify the main idea and key details of the text. Think about what is the main idea of a text. What is the main idea of a text? Whisper to your partner, what is the main idea? If I say, what is the main idea of what we just read? What does that mean? What is the main idea? Whisper to your partner, what do you think? Whisper to your partner, what do you think? What do you think the main idea is?
A main idea is like a main idea.
If I'm asking you what the main idea of City Hauck is,
It's the verb.
what is most,
Oh yeah, main.
what is mostly about? Don't tell me what the main idea is. Tell me, what does it mean if I'm asking for the main idea?
It's like whatever is mostly in the.
Yes, awesome. Okay, come back. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna pull a stick this time. Let's see. Whoa. Where are you?
Who is it?
Went to the restroom.
Right here.
Sawyer, can you tell me if I'm asking you what the main idea is, what does that mean?
It's a good idea.
A main idea, I'm going to stop you because I heard some not correct thinking on this. A main idea of a text is what it's mostly about, right? So the story we read yesterday was mostly about what?
Pale male.
Pale male, who is what?
A red-tailed hawk.
A red-tailed hawk. So if I said the main idea, and then key details, are details that support that big idea. Ella, can you go down to the office real fast? All right. So we have vocabulary strategies. We're thinking thinking about what this text is mostly going to be about. We're going to use details, important details about it. And then there's another word. What's best? The debate about Pale Male's nest. Do you know the word debate? Do you know the word debate? What is the word debate? Have you heard that word before?
No.
I'm gonna use debate in a sentence. Lexi and Clara had a debate over what is the best bird. Lexi thought it was the penguin, and Clara thought it was the flamingo. So using that sentence, what word did you use? Argument. A debate doesn't always have to be an argument. A debate is look over here, I have it written up here. A debate is a discussion involving people who feel differently about a topic, right? So they don't have to argue, they don't have to fight, but they're going to have different opinions and talk about it. Okay, so that's our first target. We have a lot going on today. All right, our second target. Lexi, nice and loud.
I can write my
Opinion.
on what
should happen
to Pale Male's nest.
Okay, so I can write my opinion. We talked about an opinion. What does an opinion mean? Whisper to your partner. Whisper to your neighbor.
It's like if someone likes one color and the other person likes another color.
Finish your thought and come back. 3, 2, 1. Come back. Nixon, what is an opinion?
It's something that you think.
What you think, right? So if I was talking about the opinions of Lexi and Clara in my hypothetical, that she liked one bird and Clara liked the other bird, those are their opinions. It's what they think. Abby, thank you. What you think. All right, we're going to get a chance. We're going to get a chance to do some movement. But first, I want to go over something before we get started on our little chant that we're learning. I have a picture of a nest with some birds. Logan, you are far away from me. If you're pointing at these, how would you say that? Would you say those or these birds?
Those.
Yeah, so point and say those birds.
Those birds.
Everyone in the back say those birds.
Those birds.
Everyone up here, would you say those or these? Because they're
These.
Everyone in the front say these birds.
These birds.
Okay. Now, Logan, again, if you're talking about the nest, would you say this nest if you're far away or that nest when you're far away? Point from the back, say that's nest.
That's nest.
And up here, would you say this nest or that nest?
This nest.
Awesome. So if it is, I'll wait for Finn. If something is close to you, you use the words this or these. If it's far away, you use that or those, okay? And those are called determiners. And those help a listener understand which thing you're talking about. Okay, we're going to stand up. We need to wiggle. Stand up. Listen carefully, though. Tables 1 and 4 on this line facing the center. Tables 2 and 3 on this line facing the center. Yep. Okay, stand right here facing the center. You have 8 seconds to be ready. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So So let's look. Stand right there, honey. Okay, we have this is called a jazz chant. Madison, what is this called? Who can help her? Clara. It's called a jazz chant. Everyone say jazz chant.
Jazz chant.
And it's a chant that moves on 4 beats. Like this. Let's do 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna say it with our recording of ourselves. Lexi, go down to the office. Switch with Ella. Ella, just stand right here. Thank you. All right, so we're going to say it with ourselves saying it the other day. All right, are we ready? So hold on. You are my neighbors. You are my bird watchers. Neighbors, bird watchers.
Wait, but we're far away from you.
Bird watchers are far away. Neighbors, bird watchers.
That's because you look like that.
Okay, ready? Let's do our jazz chant with our 4 beats.
Okay.
I'll put the words up too.
3, 2. Yes.
Should come up. Ready? Hold on. Uh-oh, what's happening?
Did you play the video?
I'm going, yeah, it should be. Technical difficulties for a moment. Let's see.
The loading? Yeah, everything has to load.
This happens for a second. Uh-oh, technical difficulties. We might have to. Oh no. You guys are being so patient. All right, let's say it. Let's just say it with our taps. Ready? So my bird watchers are gonna start. Those birds are me. Oh, erase. Start again. Those birds need a place for their nest. They're skillful, lovely, and smart. Skillful, lovely, skillful, and lovely, skillful, and lovely, and smart. Leave that nest up. Leave it up. Leave it up. Leave that nest up. Now your turn. These birds are making a mess. They're a nuisance, a bother, a pain. A nuisance, a bother, a nuisance, a bother, a nuisance, a bother, a pain. Take this nest down. Take it down. Take it down. Take this nest down. Good. All right. So we're going to stop because I can't get the video to work. So we'll do it again at the end, and I'll see if I can get that video to work. Right now, I want you to find a spot. Fly with your wings to a spot like we do for math. You have 8 seconds to be sitting ready to go.
Ball is falling off the tallest tower. World, I probably gonna die. And you'll stop.
Ethan, 5, 4. Okay, let's sit like first graders like we do for math. 5, 4. Sitting up straight. 3. I would move. 2. Out of this rocking chair. And 1. Thank you. So we are going to be reading a story like we did yesterday. Or we're going to be reading something like we did yesterday. All right? Yep. Ethan, you need to go for a second? All right. So we're looking at a new piece of reading of text. So I'm going to read this to you, and as I'm reading, I would like for you to look at the pictures, and I want you to think about the key details in the text, because that was our target for today, right? Was thinking about those key details. So I'm going to read it first one time. You guys just follow along and look at the pictures. I need first graders to sit like first graders. Spin. Crisscross. Thank you. All right, I'm going to read it, and you can look at the pictures and read along. It says, what's best? The debate about pale male's nest. We already debated, or we already defined what debate is, and that it's a discussion between two or more people with different opinions, right? All right, it says, hawks in the big city. A special red-tailed hawk named Pale Male and his mate Lola are quickly becoming famous birds. Unlike most hawks, who like to nest in trees, these hawks build their nests on tall buildings. And it isn't just any tall building. Pale Male and Lola found a fancy apartment building in New York City to use as their nesting place. Bird watchers are watching in amazement as these wild birds make a home for themselves, right in the middle of one of the busiest cities in the world. Some neighbors who live in the apartment building are not quite as happy. They think these birds are a nuisance, and something has to be done. In the end, the nest may need to be removed. All the bird watchers are angry and upset, but others think it's the right thing to do. There are usually two sides to every story. And these pictures down here, there's one here. It says, unlike most hawks who like to nest in trees, these hawks built their nests on a tall building. And it says, all the bird watchers are angry and upset, but others think it's the right thing to do. Let me keep going. Bird watchers want what's best for the birds. Leave that nest up, the bird watchers are saying. They think the nest should be where it is. Birds need nests to protect and raise their babies. Tall buildings are good places for birds to nest because they are similar to trees, a hawk's natural nesting place. Also, the hawks can easily find food in the big city. They love to dine on rats, mice, and pigeons. The bird watchers also think that leaving the nest up is great for the people who enjoy watching the wild birds. There are many reasons why these people want the nest to be left up on the building. These hawk lovers will be so sad if the nest is taken down. I'm going to show you the pictures. It says birds need nests to protect and raise their babies. And this picture says these hawk lovers will be so sad if the nest is taken down. All right.
How would people get them down?
I don't know. We'll have to see. If it says, I don't know if it's going to say it. Because this is, I'm going to keep reading. Hold on. That nest is a mess, is what this heading says. Many of those who live in the apartment building want the nest to be taken down. Take that nest down, they are saying. Bones, feathers, and bird poop fall onto their balconies and the sidewalk below the nest. What a mess, they complain. There are other reasons why some people want the nest to be taken down too. The bird watchers who gather to watch the hawks are making the area too crowded. Also, parts of the nest fall onto the sidewalk below, which is dangerous for the pedestrians who walk there. In New York City, it is legal to remove a bird nest as long as there are no babies or eggs in it. There are no eggs or baby birds yet, and they think Pale Male and Lola can find a better place to live. For all of these reasons, many people think the city should take the nest down. What do you think should happen to the nest? Wait. Oh. Okay, take a second and tell your neighbor what you think should happen. Okay, refocus your attention. Refocus. 5, 4, 3, 1. Come back. We will have a chance to talk about what our opinion is. But let's look at this picture real quick. It says bones, feathers, and bird poop all fall onto their balconies and the sidewalk below the nest. So this is kind of why people don't want it up. So now I'm going to read this again, but I'm going to stop at certain places for you to ask you guys some questions. Okay? So I'm going to read it again. What is best? Pale Male's nest. Or what's best? The debate about Pale Male's nest. Hawks in the big city. So this time, I'm going to read and I'll stop and ask questions. A special red tail. Okay, hold on. Let's refocus. Everyone stretch out. Arms up. Stretch it out. Sit back up. Nice and tall like first graders, please. Eyes on the board because I'm going to ask you specific questions as we go. A special red-tailed hawk named Pale Male and his mate, Lola, are quickly becoming famous birds. Unlike most hawks who like to build nests in trees, these hawks build their nests on tall buildings. And it isn't just any tall building. Pale Male and Lola found a fancy apartment building in New York City to use as their nesting place. Bird watchers are watching in amazement as these wild birds make a home for themselves right in the middle of one of the busiest cities in the world. Some neighbors who live in the apartment building are not quite as happy. They think these birds are a nuisance and something has to be done. In the end, the nest may need to be removed. All right, so I have a couple questions. First question is, how do the neighbors feel? How do the neighbors feel? Lexi?
They feel like they don't want the nest to be up there as in the neighbors.
They don't want the nest to be up there? How come, Lexi? What? How come, Lexi?
Because it's dropping because the birds are dropping poop and sticks onto the ground.
Yeah, but my question also was how did they? So they weren't happy about that. I wouldn't want poop outside my door. Would you?
No.
But so that's a good reason. So how many people weren't happy?
A lot.
I'm gonna go back and read a sentence here. Look right here. It says some neighbors who live in the apartment building are not quite as happy. Does some mean all?
No.
No. Does it mean one? No. It's somewhere between one and all, right? So it's somewhere in between.
Like if there's
right?
200 people, then 100.
It could be, yeah, some of them. It's not all of them, and it's not just one. It's some.
Might just be like 10.
Yeah, so it talks about the number. The word some gives us a number, right? Now I see a word nuisance here. Nuisance. Whisper to your partner what you think the word nuisance means.
It means bad.
What do you think nuisance means?
It means really bad.
It says they think these birds are a nuisance and something has to be done.
And bothering. It's really like you.
Okay, finish your thought. 3. I need you to sit up, Charlie. 2, 1. Nixon, I need you to give me those pencils. I need you to sit here. All this is on video, just so you know. Okay. Let's see, Clara. What do you think a nuisance is? They're what? Annoying. Absolutely. Look, I defined it right here. Nuisance, a person or thing that annoys. Do they like to have bird poop and bones and feathers all over their deck? No. So it's a nuisance. Everyone say it's a nuisance.
It's a nuisance.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm going to keep reading and then I have more questions for you. I'll wait for Madison and Abby and Lexi to be first graders. Okay. Now it says, all the bird watchers, eyes up at the board. All the bird watchers are angry and upset, but others think it's the right thing to do. There are usually 2 sides to every story. Bird watchers want what's best for the birds. Want what's best for the birds. The bird watchers are saying, leave that nest up, the bird watchers are saying. They think the nest should stay where it is. Okay, so they're all saying that they want to keep it up, right? As I read, so I want you to think about why they want to leave it up. Okay, so I'm going to keep reading a little bit more, and I want you to think about the reasons why the bird watchers want it to be left up, okay? Birds need nests to protect and raise their babies. Tall buildings are good. Hold on, I'll ask you in just a second. Tall buildings are good places for birds to nest because they are similar to trees. A hawk's natural nesting place. Also, the hawks can easily find food in the big city. They love to dine on rats, mice, and pigeons. The bird watchers also think that leaving the nest up is great for the people who enjoy watching wild birds. There are many reasons why these people want the nest to be left up on the building. So remember I asked you, as I read, I wanted you to think of reasons they want to keep it up. So I see right here it says, the author says, tall buildings are good places for birds to nest because they are similar to trees. What does the word similar mean? I'll get to that. Lucas, what does the word similar mean?
Like something that's not quite the same as another.
Ooh, if I say, you and your brother are similar, does that mean that you're kind of the same or kind of different?
Kind of the same. Kind of the same.
Kind of the same. Let's read this again. Tall buildings are good places for birds to nest because they are similar. Are tall buildings like trees, kind of?
Yeah.
Because they're tall and high off the ground. So similar means kind of the same, right? Now it says, also hawks can easily find food in the big city. They love to dine on rats, mice, and pigeons. This word right here, dine, what do you think that means, Nixon? What does the word dine mean? Logan, sit up. Dine. I'll read it again. Also, the hawks can easily find food in the big city. They love to dine on rats, mice, and pigeons. Eat. What makes you think it means eat? What clues in the sentence help you? Remember, when we're looking at something we don't know what a word is, if we look around it, we might have those clues. Ooh, it says dine on rats. So, okay, there's another word that I see that might help me. Logan, what do you think? And doesn't tell me that it's eating. So hold on. Let me read it one more time. Also, the hawks can easily find food in the big city. They love to dine on rats, mice, and pigeons. Madison. Food. That word right there is my number one clue. Clue. Says helps me that this means dine. Or dine means to eat. So to eat. Okay, so let's go back. Hold on. Back to that question I had at the beginning was, think about reasons that people think that they should leave the nest up. What is something that you heard? Sorry. Nope, hands down, only answering the question that I asked. What clue or what does it tell us in the text about why the bird watchers want the nest up? Ryder.
Because the birds have a place to live. Like so they can live in the same place.
Okay, how do you know that? Where does it say that does it say that in the text or in a picture or what do you think?
No.
No? How do you know that then?
I don't know.
Okay. Lila, use evidence from the text.
It said hawks need nests to keep their babies protected.
Oh, I love that. And look, that's in the picture too. It says birds need nests to protect and raise their babies. Yes, that's a reason why they want it. Ella, please.
The reason
Another reason?
Because the chicks can't fly yet, and if they take it down,
they need to have.
The chicks will still be in there.
Oh, I know what you're thinking about. That comes later, but it didn't talk about that. I know exactly what you're saying. We'll get there in a second. Abby.
They want it up because they want the babies to be safe and stay and
they don't want them to be hurt. Okay. It says, all right. Yes, Lexi.
It says it's illegal to take down bird nests when there's eggs or chicks in it.
If there aren't, but that came later. So we're gonna keep reading, and I'm gonna ask you some more. So hold on. Right now, hands down for a second. Right now, this is about a debate, and this is similar to the text we read yesterday, which was what? What did we read yesterday?
The book of Pale Mail.
Yeah, we read City Hawk. This is what kind of text? What kind of text is this? Is it a story or is it like a newspaper article? It's a story. It's literature. It's a story. Is this a story or it's more like a newspaper article?
A newspaper article.
Yeah, it's like an article about it, right? So they're similar. What are they both about? What bird in particular? What bird in particular? What's his name? Pale Mail. Okay, focus it back. I'm going to read some more, and I want you, as I'm reading, remember, think about what this text is mostly about. There are many reasons why these people want the nest left up on the building. These hawk lovers will be so sad if the nest is taken down. Turn the page. That nest is a mess. So think about why they don't want it. They want to take it down. So hold on, I'm going to go back for a second. Who wants to keep the nest up? The who?
Bird watcher.
Yeah. And who wants to take it down? Neighbors. Awesome. Many of those who live in the apartment building want the nest to be taken down. Take that nest down, they are saying. Please stop playing with your shoes. Yeah, that's like our chant. Bones, feathers, and bird poop fall onto balconies and sidewalks below the nest. What a mess, they complain. The reasons why some people want the nest to be taken down, there are other reasons why some people want the nest to be taken down too. The bird watchers who gather to watch the hawks are making the area too crowded. Also, parts of the nest fall onto the sidewalk below, which is dangerous for the pedestrians who walk there. I'm going to stop. There's a couple words because one of our targets is to figure out words we don't know. Let's look at this word right here. The word is dangerous. Which of our strategies can we use to figure out dangerous? I'm going to pull a stick so that you're on your toes. Ella, how can we figure out what dangerous means? We have a couple strategies here.
It's not very good.
Dangerous. If I say, I can't hold this above his head because it's dangerous, is it safe or not safe?
Not safe.
It's
dangerous. It's dangerous if the chicks are still young and they don't know how to fly, and one of them try to fly and they fall.
You're right, but hold on. Listen to what it says. It says, also parts of the nest fall onto the sidewalk below, which is dangerous. So think about our vocabulary strategies. We have looking around the word for clues or finding the base word. So can you think of the base word for dangerous? Danger. Danger. If I say danger, that's not safe, right? Finn, have a seat. Okay, go ahead. All right, so danger. So it means it's not safe. And it says it's dangerous for the pedestrians who walk there. Can we figure out what pedestrians are? People who are doing what?
Watching the bird.
No, and they're doing what?
Walking.
Yes, those clues again. Tell us. Remember our clues tell us as we're reading. So this one, the base word helped us. This one, the clues helped us. All right, so I'm going to read that sentence again just so that we have a good understanding. It says, parts of the nest fall to the sidewalk below, which is dangerous for the pedestrians who walk there. In New York City, it is legal to, hold on, I got to erase this so we can see. It is legal to remove a bird's nest as long as there are no babies or eggs in it. And that's exactly what you were saying, Ella and Lexi, that you can take it down if there's no babies. If there's babies in it, can you take it down?
No.
Right.
Or eggs.
Nope, or eggs.
Or birds.
There are no eggs.
Or birds.
There are no eggs or babies in. There are no eggs or baby birds yet, and I think Pale Mail and Lola can find a better place to live. For all of these reasons, many people think the city should take the nest down. Now it asks, what do you think should happen? Okay, I'm gonna stop at the beginning. One of our targets, let's remind ourselves, was to find the main idea of the story. So what is this main idea of this story? What is this text mostly about? Charlie, what's this text mostly about? The whole thing. The whole entire thing is just about the sticks? What is the whole entire thing about? A red-tailed hawk named what? Yes. Red-tailed hawk. And his name is Pale Male. And who else?
Lola.
Right? Pale Male.
Handsome.
Yeah, those are their babies. We know that from the other story. And Lola. So, okay, hold on. Pause for a second. Listen. Lexi, Madison. So it's about a red-tailed hawk, Pale Male, and Lola. But what about them? What is this mostly about? Is it about people that have one opinion about it?
No.
No. Whisper to your partner what you think it's mostly about. And what about the nest? What about the nest?
They don't like the nest together.
Everyone in this story doesn't like the nest?
No, I said they don't like the nest and they love it.
Okay, who likes the nest?
The bird watchers.
And who doesn't
The
want
bird watchers love the nest.
Okay, finish your thoughts. 3, 2,
They don't want to read.
1. Come back. All right, so we decided, I like that you were going to do that. We'll do that in a second. It's about a red-tailed hawk named Pale Male and Lola, but it's about a special word that starts with a D. A special word that starts with a D that's over here. Special word. Everyone, what's this word? Debate. And a debate means that there's two sides. Lexi, I know we've been sitting for too long. I know, I get it. But let's refocus. So it's a debate. On one side we have who, Sawyer? Who's on one side of the debate? Oh. Who's on one side of the debate? Here's our debate. Here's our debate. There's two people. Think about who, when you were standing here, who were you? We have bird watchers. And over here we had what?
Neighbors.
Yeah, so this text is mostly about a debate about this. A debate about what, Madison?
A debate about the nest.
About the nest. Neighbors. What do the neighbors want? Charlie.
The neighbors want the nest to take it down.
Take it down. And what do the bird watchers want?
Keep it up.
Yes. Keep it up. Okay. We're going to stand up in just a second. So I think we need to move. This is way too long sitting. Everyone stand up. Find a partner. Stand back to back. No, back to back. Back to back. Quick, you have 3 seconds. Back to back. As you're back to back, I want you thinking about the question. Remember, you stay back to back as you think. The question is, what do you think should happen? What do you think should happen to the nest? Think for yourself for a second. Back to back, take a thought. And now face to face. When you're done, make a tent. Stand up, share your ideas. Hey, stay right here. Charlie, get up. Okay, finish your thoughts. 3, 2, 1. I can tell that my friends here have finished. My friends here have finished because they've made a tent and they've stopped talking. Okay, hands down. I'm going to call on 2 people. Just stand right here. Do not touch that. Stand right here, please. I'm going to call on 2 people to share out what their opinion is. Ryder, what is your opinion on it? What is your opinion? Should they take it down or leave it up?
Leave it up.
Why?
Because it's illegal if there's
I'm saying you personally, your opinion.
because,
Why do you think they should leave it up?
Because
Abby, listening to what your partner's saying.
they're nice birds.
They're nice birds, okay. Lucas, did your opinion agree with what he said?
Yeah.
You
think they should leave it up? Okay, Madison, what is your opinion? Stand up, please.
My opinion is to leave it up, and I to leave it up because they need a home for their babies.
They need a home for their babies. Hey, right now, your job is going to be to write your opinion, so what you think, using evidence from what you think about this debate. Some of you might say, I think we should leave the nest up because you have to have evidence and you have to have complete sentences. So in your book, you are going to open to page
29.
no, close. You're going to open to page 61. It looks like this. It looks like this. This is your ticket to lunch. Page 61, it says, do you think we should leave pale male's nest up or take it down? Complete sentences and use evidence. To your seats. 61. Page 61. We're talking about the debate about pale male. You have about 3 minutes to write. Table 1 looks like they're getting some points. Open your book to page 61. We're talking about whether we should take his nest down or leave it up. This is your lab.
That's watching us.
You have 3 minutes until lunch. We're right there. Do you think we should leave the nest up or take it down? I might start my sentence by saying, I think, and then say what I think. I think we should. If you finish, raise your hand and I will come check you. But I need a complete sentence. I think we should. It's up on the board right here. I think we should leave it up because I think we should take it down because. Stop. So you want to start with I think we should leave it up because why? Because it might have, but it says that it doesn't right now. It says in the text that they don't have babies right now. P-E-O-P-L-E. P-E-O-P-L-E. I think we should leave pale male's nest up, and why? I need a reason. Why should you leave his nest up? I need a reason. Evidence. We need evidence. I think too, because they might need it for what? That's not even so cute. Because you like it. When you're done, close your book, sit quietly at the carpet. Awesome. Close it, come and get the carpet. As you finish and I check you, okay. BECAUSE. Okay, close it, come meet me at the carpet. I would like better, stronger evidence. Put it in your desk. BECAUSE. I think we should take it down because sticks are small. Okay, put it down. Okay, meet me at the carpet as you finish.
I'm done.
Might have babies soon, guys.
Close it. Okay, come to the carpet if you're done. Lexi, come to the carpet if you're done. Ben, come to the carpet. Come on down to the carpet. Evie, come to the carpet.
Now I can't. Hey, now I can't place it.
Close it. All right, be ready. Circle up in 5, 4, BECAUSE. 3. Let's try this again. Circle up in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Ben, sit by me. 1. Okay, so we just talked about having a debate about a nest, right? A debate is people who have different opinions about something. Raise your hand if you thought, sit back where you were. Raise your hand if you think you should leave the nest up. Raise your hand if you should leave the nest down. Do we have different opinions in here about what should happen?
Yes.
Yes. Is that okay? Yes, that's okay. So if someone has a different opinion than you, what is one of our habits of character we can work on or think about to help understand what the other people are thinking or feeling? Sit down, please. Lila, what do you think?
Empathy.
Empathy, because what does empathy mean?
It means understanding how others feel.
Yeah, understanding how they feel. Do we have to fight if we have different opinions?
No.
No, we can try and understand how other people feel. All right, it is lunchtime. So, silently, if you are wearing red, stand up and line up silently. If you are wearing